the sun was dropping low, Antonia came up the Big South Draw with her team. How much older she had grown in 8 months! She had come to us a child, and now she was a tall, strong young girl, although her 15th birthday had just slipped by. I ran out and met her as she brought the horses up to the windmill to water them. She wore the boots her father so thoughtfully had taken off before he shot himself, and his old fur cap. Her outgrown con dress switched about her calves, over the boot tops. She kept her sleeves rolled up all day, and her arms and throat were burned as brown as a sailor's. Her neck came up strongly out of her shoulders, like the bole of a tree out of the turf. One sees that draw horse neck among the peasant women in all old countries. As is true with many immigrants and migrants in the late 19th century, Antonia and the Shimirdas leave for the frontier optimistic that they will be able to find good opportunity in their new towns and improve their overall quality of life through the process. However, the harsh reality of this situation is that many travelers, the Shimirdas included, never find comfort in the new stage, and their expectations of this new place are never fully fulfilled. My passage acts as a perfect microcosm for this situation through its sharp change in tone from the beginning to the end. The positive tone in the beginning of the passage is evident through descriptions of the sunset and Antonia traveling with her team, among other things. This represents the optimistic view many travelers have when preparing to travel to the frontier. This is also why I chose the pictures of the calming sunset over the plains and the picture of the young girl happily traveling with her horse, as they represent the paradise many travelers are hoping to settle into. Unfortunately, this paradise rarely exists, as travelers, like the Shimirdas, are often taken advantage of by people like Krychek in the novel, and the harsh winters on the frontier are often too much for the unprepared settlers to handle. This unfortunate reality is shown in the second half of the passage through the use of adjectives like burned and strong, and subtle hints at unfortunate events like the suicide of Mr. Shimirda. This prompted me to choose images like the burnt lady to represent Antonia's burnt and hardened skin garnered through strenuous labor, and the image of the tree planted in the ground from a simile in the passage that represents the power needed to stick to and survive in their current habitat. To conclude, the frontier often does not end up being what travelers, like the Shimirdas, expect it to be, and the result of this is an unfortunate surprise that can yield homesickness, loss of opportunity for children, and unfortunately, sometimes death. This is shown greatly through my passage, which starts off calm and optimistic, but ends harsh and realistic.